We are here today in the centre of London to expose Hewlett Packard. When we think of Hewlett Packard, we think of it as a simple printer and office supplies company. Many of you will have Hewlett Packard printers, Hewlett Packard ink, Hewlett Packard paper, Hewlett Packard laptops, and Hewlett Packard monitors in your homes and offices. But Hewlett Packard is much more than an office supplies and printer company. Did you know that Hewlett Packard is one of the top 20 defense contractors in the US, an arms dealer with arms sales worth $3 billion in 2011. They specialize in developing the IT infrastructure that is essential for a modern military to function. And who do they make the specialized killing systems for? Well, Hewlett Packard operates in 178 countries around the world, but in Hewlett Packard's own words, Israel is one of the few countries where Hewlett Packard has a massive presence. In the past decade, Hewlett Packard has invested over $6 billion in the acquisition of Israeli companies, including the establishment of production plants. Hewlett Packard is the second largest investor in Israeli IT. In 2011, Hewlett Packard won Israel's largest ever service tender worth an estimated $140 million. Under the tender, Hewlett Packard implements and manages the entire server farm of the Israeli Ministry of Defense and the Israeli Army. Those HP servers form the IT backbone of the entire Israeli war machine, making Hewlett Packard complicit in Israel's war crimes. The United Nations Human Rights Council has found Israel guilty of war crimes, but in 2014, its attack on Gaza resulted in the slaughter of nearly 1,500 Palestinian civilians, over a third of whom were children. UNICEF reported that apart from murdering over 500 children, it left well over 1,000 children with permanent disabilities, and more than 1,500 children were orphaned. Shame on you, Hewlett Packard! Shame on you, Hewlett Packard! Hewlett Packard also provides the essential IT services and infrastructure that enable the Israeli prison service to function. Their prisons and interrogation centers, where Palestinian children are caged and tortured, are powered by Hewlett Packard. Last year, between October 2015 and August 2016, Israel abducted and caged 2,320 Palestinian children, some as young as 11 years old. That's more than one child taken from their parents every 4 hours. Figures from Jerusalem show that 40% of the children were sexually abused by Israeli soldiers during arrest or interrogation. During interrogation, 75% of Palestinian children detained by Israel are physically tortured. The United Nations Rights of the Child report documents the brutal torture of Palestinian children as standard practice during interrogations in order to coerce confessions, usually to stone throwing, which carries a sentence of up to 20 years imprisonment. Today, there are over 7,000 Palestinian political prisoners, including women and children imprisoned by the Israeli prison service, many locked up indefinitely without even a charge, let alone a trial. 72 Palestinian prisoners have been tortured to death in Israeli prisons since 1967. The latest being father of 5 young children, Raed Abdul Salam al-Jabari, who died following interrogation at Eshel prison on the 9th of September 2014. Hewlett Packard is fully complicit in these crimes. Shame on you, Hewlett Packard! 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 Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
The United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination has urged Israel to eradicate its policies and practices of racial segregation and apartheid. The Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court lists apartheid as a crime against humanity. One of the ways Israel implements its apartheid system of racial discrimination is through a stratified colour-coded ID system, which Hewlett Packard has helped produce. The type of ID one has determines how much of historic Palestine one is allowed to access. Jewish Israeli citizens are free to move and live in virtually the whole country, while Palestinian citizens of Israel are barred from living in 68% of all towns in Israel, and Palestinians of the West Bank and Gaza are all restricted to their own tiny enclaves. In 2008, HP signed a contract with the Israeli Minister of the Interior for the production and manufacturing of biometric ID cards. Since 1997, Hewlett Packard operates and maintains the Aviv system, the computing company of the Population, Immigration and Border Passing Authority. In 2011, Hewlett Packard was contracted to install a standpoint of the Population Register, which is connected to the Population Register system. The Arbel unit of the Authority of Population handles the replacement of passports to biometric IDs and includes the collection and archive of all people's information. Hewlett Packard has also developed and maintained the BAL system, a biometric access control system with hand and facial recognition, which is used by Israel as legal checkpoints deep inside occupied territory to restrict and control Palestinian freedom of movement in their own land. The United Nations reports that there are over 500 illegal checkpoints and roadblocks obstructing Palestinian movement in the West Bank, and a further 495 ad hoc flying checkpoints each month. Checkpoints form part of the separation wall apparatus declared illegal by the International Court of Justice in 2004. Hewlett Packard proudly admits developing and maintaining the BAL system, but says it's to help the Palestinians as it facilitates their passage through apartheid checkpoints faster, thereby helping them. In its documents for the Smart City project for the illegal settlement of Ariel on the occupied West Bank, Hewlett Packard refers to Ariel as being located in Israel, as capital of Samaria, with no mention of the occupied West Bank. Palestine is completely wiped off Hewlett Packard's map that is included in its brochure, with Gaza and the Syrian Golan Heights shown as an integral part of Israel. Shame on you, Hewlett Packard!
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 Clearly, Hewlett Packard has no regard for international law. We are asking the British public to show your support for justice and boycott Hewlett Packard products. Please sign our petition. Thank you. Free Palestine!
Free Palestine! You have heard how Hewlett Packard provides the essential IT services and infrastructure that enable the Israeli prison service to function, and how Hewlett Packard also provides the IT backbone for the entire Israeli army. Shame on you, Hewlett Packard!
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 Free Palestine!
Enough illegal occupation, violence and racial segregation. All religious communities unite. Freedom is a human right. We are the people.
It's all blown down to dust. Many being kidnapped and virgins being raped. Many have been injured but none receive any aid. It's taking a life really worth it for just some land. Those who come from Starbucks don't understand all Israeli goods being sold. Testing.